Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Showtime Cup Series here on Full Throttle Television. My name's Bernie Hanna, and the booth with me tonight is Tony Solari. And Tony, we are in store for a exciting new chapter of racing here on Full Throttle Television with the Showtime Cup Series, kicking it off here in the high banks of Daytona. Looking forward to it, and it's going to be an exciting race for us all.
Yeah, well, it's something I always say is, new faces and new places, and that's kind of where we're at. The Showtime Racing League and a bunch of new faces, a lot of new names that we're going to have to learn tonight. And they're starting out their season at Daytona, and it should be for a pretty fun fixed setup series season. Boy, I can't say that 5 times fast or whatever.
Absolutely. We got some new faces for sure, but it's a same familiar place kicking off the season here at Daytona International Speedway. Looking forward to it. Here's a race analysis here for Daytona. It is the D-shaped 2.5 mile oval here, Super Speedway Racing to get going here. And it's going to be 100 laps, 250 miles, no stages, so a straightforward race. Looking forward to that as well. But they are gridded up and rolling off. Let's kick it off to our starting lineup and get started here for the Showtime Cup Series. Starting on pole tonight, kicking off the season, that's going to be the number 43 of Trevor Dyer, who's going to lead them to the green flag. On the outside of the front row is going to be the 87, that is James Napier. Actually, I got them backwards, so James actually is going to start on pole, Trevor Dyer in second spot. It's going to be Ryan McClurg starting in P3 with the 5 of Michael Alexic starting P4. Noah McClure is going to roll off P5 with J.R. Owens in 6 as they head down the backstretch. Tony, we'll kick it off to you because they are changing positions on me.
Yeah, I've got Braxton T. Aldridge starting 6th, Matthew Ruddick 7th, Noah McClure 8th, Kenneth Presley 9th, Robert Wilhoit. I'm going to butcher some names. Sorry about that tonight, guys. He's starting 10th. Thaddeus Friel, 11th. Matthew Lavierne, 12th. Jason Korn, 13th. Marshall Layton, 14th. Corey Clark, 15th. Dalton Zapierna, 16th. David Eski, 17th. Travis Burton, 18th. Justin Young, 19th. Troy Sand, 20th. Michael Ware, 21st. Kenny Paddock, 22nd. Michael Childs, 23rd. Landon Rainey, 24th. Jacob Booth, 25th. Cody Pierce, 26th. Robert Brown, 27th. Joseph Richardson, 28th. Billy O'Smith, 29th. Matty Davis, 30th. CJ Gates, 31st. The others, they're moving around. On me.
We are green, though. Green flag is out. Kind of a early start for us. We expected qualifying, didn't get qualifying, so we were kicking into it. Green flag is out, though. And now James Napier is going to jump out to the lead on the outside line.
Yeah, well, something we talked about yesterday, especially with the plate track. You're going to see a lot of guys swiping left and swiping right, up and down in the inside-outside lanes here tonight. And, they I guess they had their duels last week, so they already had the running order already set. We did miss it, so apologize to that. But yeah, they're out. They're on their way.
And correction, that is Trevor Dyer getting a push from Michael Alexic. We'll get those names right. Trust us. Just give us a few tries. Alexic out front. I thought they were going to kind of pull away, but here comes the field back on them. James Napier getting a push from the McClurg crew, Ryan McClurg and Noah McClurg. And we're going to have to ask Tony if that's father, son, or brothers, cousins.
There might be some family relations, sure. I think, we did actually broadcast this league a few years back, and there was a couple of father-son duos out there, brothers, I believe, as well. But I'm looking at the field right now, and they're strung out. There is not a 2-lane in sight. I'm kind of surprised. It's something you normally don't see here at Daytona. You usually see a 2-wide run around here, but they've got one long string of line all the way around this track right now. So everybody's running pretty calm, it looks like. Again, there's no stage. There's nothing like that. It's just a straight-up 100-lap race. And I'm assuming pit stops are going to be within, say lap 35 to 40. That's probably your fuel mileage run. Granted, if we do not have a caution or whatnot. And again, they're all running fixed setup, so everybody is on equal playing field as far as that goes. But,
yeah, we've got a lot of single file, top 10, top 15 single file right now. Double file a little bit farther back right now, but the guys up front are in comfortable position. They're going to be riding in line here, getting to that first pit stop. Like we said, no stages, so this is a straightforward race. No stage breaks to look forward to. You are just looking at your first pit stop if we stay green here.
Yeah, one of the unique things about this is, a lot of the guys, they run paint schemes and they're running their team names based off of the real Cup Series. So we're going to definitely have to kind of brush up on who's on whose team, and hopefully we can kind of maybe make that predicament or make that determination based on some of these paint jobs out there. Because once green flag stop starts happening, I'm assuming we're probably going to see some of that green flag stop happening. That's where these super speedway plate tracks come into place. It's a team sport, and we're going to see teams diving in, pitting together, and trying to get that advantage over the other team. So I'm kind of looking forward to see how that's going to play out a little later on here.
Yeah, you got the 43 out front right now. That is Legacy Motor Club, the 43, being pushed by the 5 of Lexich there in the 5. He's, of course, Hendrick Motorsports. Those teams that you're familiar with in the Real Cup Series, that's what they're running here tonight. Got the 87 and the 8 back there. And then the 18 of J.R. Owens currently running in 5th spot, splitting the McClurg, what I want to say brothers, but we'll find that out. It's easy to say that.
I'll tell you, I've seen a lot more father-son combos, and it's kind of crazy too, because like half the time it's the father getting the kid into this sim sport, opposed to the kid getting the father involved, and it's actually kind of great to see when that actually does happen. But I do see a little bit of an outside line trying to get working. We got 2 Fords on the outside right now, the 60 and the 6. 60 just definitely giving them a nice push, maybe trying to get inside of that one. And then we got a 24, the William Byron car. Although he's not William Byron, he's just trying to get that lane moving.
The 24 of Landon Rainey back there, and the 24. You're right; they're starting to form up that outside lane, trying to get it rolling. And the guys in front kind of see that, getting a little nervous, starting to see some movement towards the front. Now you see the 3rd place car, James, that 87 is going to duck out, and thought he was going to lead, but actually, a car in front of him kind of jumped out. No, that is James.
Yeah, he swiped right for sure. He saw that lane coming and tried to make an advantage of it. And let's see, he's getting a nice push from the 8 car of who is that, Ryan McClurg right now. So the 8 getting pushed, is pushing James Napier, and it looks like we might have a little battle for the leader if he can push him clear.
He is. He's laying on that back bumper, giving a really good push. He's going to push him to the front there, side by side for that first position. 43 on the bottom, that's Trevor Dyer. Continue to lead, but here comes that outside lane. James Napier getting a great push.
Well, I just saw 43 kind of have a little bit of connection issue. He disappeared for a second. The 5 had to lay off of him. Didn't really hurt that lane too much, though. But that's something that we're kind of accustomed to seeing. And your in-air connection is everything when you're doing the sim races.
And they are 2x2 now for the front rows. Doing a great job. All these guys, you're right. There's the 43 flashing once again. The 5's actually going to duck out and get out of that position, fall to the back. It's going to lose all that momentum for the inside row. As the 43 continues to kind of blink and have issues. The outside's going to clear. The top 4 able to get down. 24, unfortunately, not able to do so. Landon Rainey tried to, but there was no room.
No, the 36 was going to try and pick up the 24, but the 36 had a hole and had a little bit of momentum on his side, so he just kind of went right around the 24. 24's trying to find that hole, though, trying to get back in there.
Yeah, now we start to see some guys duck back out there, trying to form up that outside lane once again. Who's that on the outside lane? Is that Childs? Michael Childs, I believe, on the outside.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time just trying to figure the names to the numbers right now. So it's going to take maybe a week or 2 for me to start recognizing some of these car numbers and put a name to them.
Napier.
But yeah, he was able to kind of get out, but that outside line right now, they're hurting since most of those guys ducked in to the inside.
Back to the front, and Napier continues to lead in that number 87. You got Ryan McClurg, Nolan McClurg, 2 and 3. Will Hoyt holding on the 4th position in the number 60, and the 43 of Trevor Dyer back to 5th now.
Yeah, we still don't see too many takers on that outside line. I only see a 4-car. They're kind of struggling right now. They're not really looking like they're kind of organized either. And, just having a hard time trying to make on their momentum. And unfortunately, that's when you see those cars, that lane will eventually start getting slower or smaller and smaller as cars are going to jump out of line and get down on the inside. I think we're down to 3 now.
Oh, contact with the 24 there, just a little bit. Looks like he was trying to get down, and but he makes that work, gets down to the bottom.
Yeah, now we're down to a sole 1 car right now, and he's kind of stuck on his own island out there, just trying to find a way to get back into this single line here. But I don't know. I'd like to see another double line kind of working in their favor there, kind of spice it up a little bit.
Looks like a Michael Child's back there, keeps ducking out. He's not content to ride where he's at. He pulled back down to get in that draft, but he's back to the outside, trying to get people to come up there and work with him. He wants an outside lane like you do, Tony.
Yeah, he's definitely kind of sticking that nose out there, and we know the cars will overheat, but he's definitely not in any effort of overheating right now. But yeah, he definitely wants to get that outside lane run and making it move here. And there he goes. Somebody did come out in front of him. Who's the 12th car of Thaddeus Friel.
Yes, Friel. Out front in the 12, he's going to duck out there. Michael Child's going to give him a little bit of a bump there on the front stretch, trying to get them going, get some momentum on that outside lane.
Yeah, a couple of Fords out there right now, and I did see a thing. I think we've got, like 20 Chevys out there. There was maybe like 11 Fords, I want to say, and maybe 8 Toyotas total. So, we might see a manufacturer teamwork at play here tonight. So something definitely to look forward to.
That would not be
race continues.
Something new at a super speedway for the manufacturers to work together for sure. They got the real teams. I'm sure there'll be some real manufacturer games being played.
Yeah, the 12 kind of ducked back in of Thaddeus Friel, and then Michael Childs again. Yeah, ducked back in. They just cannot seem to get that out.
24 around. Landon Rainey around off the front, I believe, of the 12 of Friel. And he spins into pit road. No caution, though. No caution for that. We stay green as he sits on the inside of the track there.
Yeah, the 12 just kind of had a little bit of a run now. They got the 87 now in the sucker hole. Fortunately, he was kind of getting pushed back there with the 67 of Jason Korn. I'll tell you, a lot of action for some single file racing going on right now. All this, James Napier and Ryan McClurg, followed by Nolan McClurg, still in your top 3 right now. Just kind of hanging on, running this whole field now.
I can't believe that didn't show up on the Landon Rainey's going to go a lap down the 24 after that spin to the inside there. Pretty hard contact with the inside wall.
Yeah, he really didn't have any place to go, and definitely got a bit of damage out of that.
Let's see if we can go back and look at that one more time. See what happened to Landon Rainey coming off turn 4 there. Really focus in there. The 12 just gets a great run off the corner, just a little bit of bump, moves him up the track and then down the track and spins to the inside. Hard contact with the inside wall to the back end of the car there. And unfortunately, that's going to be the...
Yeah, he's still showing a lap down. I don't know. He's out there, though. He's back out. He's coming back out on the pits. He probably didn't get too much damage. Definitely out there still fighting to get back. Maybe catch a caution, get that lucky dog. Although it looks like he's going to be going a lap down or another lap down right now.
He comes out of pit road. Oh! Got one car below the 24 on the apron there.
Yeah, that was kind of a wild.
Was that Friel as well?
That was the 12, it looked like.
Yeah, the same one that got into the back of him early. I'm not sure if the 24 is upset with him or what, if there was something going on, but he, man.
Yeah, it was kind of a wild move there. Definitely was not expecting that one. Unless, there was a little bit of action in front of him. Maybe he just kind of took a little evasive maneuvers just for giggles.
Maybe a little bit of a check up there.
Yeah.
Corey Clark back here side by side, I believe, with is that Joseph Richardson? We got a caution. Michael. Let me see if I can find him. Yes. Alexic, the number 5 car, man, he was running up front. What happened? He's sitting on the apron in turn 1. Let's go back and see what happened here to Michael here in the number 5 there. Oh, something happened. He's having some sort of either connection or controller issue. Definitely having some issues. I don't know if he maybe a black screen or what. Oh, and then he gets collected by another car.
Ouch. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he definitely looked like he was maybe pulling off the track surface. Yeah, he might have had some sort of connecting issue. You know, I run VR, so it could have been a VR issue. Could have been, God only knows. But yeah, definitely hurt his night. He went back right to the pits, probably trying to get that sorted out. He probably has too much damage to even make it back though tonight.
And who was that hit? That was Billy Smith. Billy Smith hit him. Was the one that hit him there. That backpack, they were doing such a great job of staying back there, staying out of trouble. They kind of lost the draft, and unfortunately, Billy, the path cleared in front of him, and Billy just kind of appeared, I'm sure, in front of him. We're right on over with Billy Smith here.
Yeah, definitely. He hit him pretty hard, so yeah, Billy's probably going to be done as well.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at Robert Brown, though. He looks like he might be our Lucky Dog recipient in car number 22. I know Landon was probably hoping for that spot himself, but he's now 2 laps. He's still 2 laps down, and he'll eventually, if a couple more cautions, he'll be able to get back.
So our first caution of the night for incident is going to be for the 5 car having some sort of technical issue there. Unfortunately, loses control. Some of these guys are going to hit pit road here for their first pit stop of the night. There are 4 sets of tires in the pits for these guys to use. I don't see tire usage being an issue here tonight at Daytona, but they're choosing to get to take one of them right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking through too. I know definitely if you're in, you're definitely going to be taking some gas. But yeah, I'm not really seeing any cars go up in the air for tires. So yeah, a lot of guys are just coming, getting their splash and going.
So these guys can go a little bit longer than the couple of cars that stayed out. And I'll tell you, there's only about 3 cars that stayed out, at least towards the front here. Matthew Reddick, Dalton Zaprina, and Corey Clark. The top 3, and I believe that's the only 3 that chose to stay out here, at least on the lead lap.
Yeah, Landon Rainey did he stayed out as well, maybe trying to see if he could even get the wave around, but apparently that is not going to, with the 3 cars staying out, he kind of lost that option, so he's going to be into falling to the back here.
Yeah, he was probably
all he's got to do is keep it clean, though. He can maybe get these laps back.
He was probably kind of hoping that everybody would come to pit road. He could get that wave around, but unfortunately 3 of them stayed out there, and it's going to kind of keep him trapped a lap down.
Yeah, and you got to wonder too, are the 3 guys that stayed out, hopefully they're not Chevys like he is, you know. They might not. you want to help your Chevy teammates out up front there, although if they're not Chevys, then you know why they stayed out.
Well, looking at this too, looking at our leader, the 7 of Matthew Reddick. The 71 right behind him would be a teammate for Spire, the 70 and the 71 and the 7. And in 4th spot, La Riviere is going to be another teammate of theirs in the 77. So 1, 2, and 4. You know, just keeping the team theme going here as 3 of the Spire cars in the top 4. And they're going to probably try to get lined up here on this restart and work together.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, all those front cars, they are Chevys as well. So, yeah, definitely a bunch of team players and yeah, a couple teammates as well out there.
All right, we're going to get the one to go here. They're going to get lined up for a restart. Matthew Reddick and Dalton Zaprina, your front row.
I was kind of waiting for my scoreboard to kind of jive up with the way these guys are running, though. But yeah, they're formating up 2 by 2.
We did have a few guys hit pit road. They're on the one to go, just topping off on fuel, I'm sure. That's something to keep track of, too, because those guys can go just that one little bit longer.
Well, they can go maybe 16 laps longer because it's about where we got before that caution came out. So it's probably not a bad strategy, especially a 100-lap race. It does kind of move your window out a little further than some of the other guys. And, again, if you're looking at, you can maybe make like 35 to 40 laps of a fuel run. That little extra fuel that they just put in, it's definitely not going to hurt them. And I'm assuming, too, they do have green, white checkers. I don't know if it's a limited or they have a limit on it. But, if it comes down to that towards the end of this race, a little extra gas in that tank is definitely worth it.
Breaking down your top 10, Matthew Ruddick, Dalton Saprina, Corey Clark, Matthew LaRiviere, James Napier. You got Nolan McClurg, Ryan McClurg, Trevor Dyer, J.R. Owens, Joseph Richardson. Right now, your top 10. Hey, and I think I kind of nailed those names.
Yeah, you've been doing pretty good. I've been kind of staying away from some of them, but a lot of that is more or less, I'm still trying to figure out the car numbers to the car names, or to the names. So, I'm working on it. I'm getting there.
All right, we're going to come to a restart. Lap 18, 82 laps to go here when they hit the line. Your leader, Matthew Ruddick, teammate Dalton Saprina on the front row. Green flag is out. And Ruddick gets a great start. Zaprina lagging back just a little bit will drop down in front. And he'll bring the 77 Riviere with him. So there you go. The Spire teammates, 1, 2, 3.
And I'm kind of interested to see if we got a lot of takers that are going to swipe left and make this a one-lane race again. There was a few guys that did stay high or stay low. A couple guys did move low. So, I'm just surprised that we don't see too many guys trying to make that second lane working. Although we got a couple guys that are diving out there.
Zaprina had the choice of dropping back behind his teammate, but otherwise he's going to try to take the lead, and he does. Drops down in front of his teammate, wants to lead that train. He will take the lead heading off into turn 3.
Yeah, he's in that the Tide car out there, number 71.
It was a clean pass. Is that what you would?
Yeah, it was a clean pass for sure. Yeah,
right, yeah.
That was a clean swipe.
You got James Napier there on the outside. He's wanting to. A little bit of contact between Napier and Ruddick there. Ruddick up the track just a little bit. I don't think he liked being squeezed down there on the bottom because Napier was doing some pretty heavy side drafting through there.
Well, I think that's kind of the name of the game around here, especially in the fixed setup series. You're going to probably see a little bit more side drafting than normal, and it's good to see that outside lane for them, and they're running each other pretty tight right now. So there's not going to be too much margin for error if something does happen to go wrong. But the 8's given I can't see the 87 a good push there.
Yeah, 87
6 rather.
87 up here. Napier getting a good push from the 6 of Nolan McClurg there on the outside. They are making that outside work. McClurg pulls to the inside. Napier is going to stay to the top there, so they're going to take the front row here, side by side.
I was assuming the 87 and the 6 were going to probably try to get down there together, but obviously that did not happen.
No loyalties there because the 6, of course, in a Ford, we're getting a big push from Dalton Zaprina there in that Tide ride.
Yeah, he's definitely he leaned on that bumper pretty hard, and they almost had a little 2-car breakaway there for a second. Although here comes the 7 and 60, they're catching right back up to him. They're leaving the outside lane to dry.
A strong move by the outside lane. That was a big push from Dalton, and he was able to push him out and bring that inside lane with him, and kind of left that outside lane holding the bag there.
Well, the outside lane right now is still kind of hurting for numbers. Like got 6 cars out there, and again, we're going to see those when the holes are opening up on the inside line. You're going to see some of that outside line kind of dissipate, and I'm just waiting to see it happen.
Big push from 71 there on the 6. It's working really well for them. Top 4, top 5 now clear. Top 6, but side by side for 7th on back.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that outside line really isn't working out like they could or like they should be. But here comes, as I say that, here comes the one giving the 87 a little bit of a push there, and he's starting to make up that space there.
That's the one of Joseph Richardson doing a great job pushing there. Michael Childs behind him on the outside. Actually, here comes Matthew LaRiviere. The 77 kind of dropped back there, but that inside lane, they are hauling the mail down the backstretch. It's going to pull that inside lane with them.
Yeah, well, with Joseph Richardson, he gave him a great push and got that lane kind of moving there, but then he kind of laid off of him a little bit. And even kind of now, he's a little laid off of him. He's working his way to the bumper, and he just needs a little bit more constant push on that 87 car to get that lane moving. The guys behind him, they're stacked up. I mean, that outside line looks like it really wants to go because they're holding nice and strong and steady. It just they need somebody leading out.
Who was that jumped out? Was that Will Hoyt? Jumped out on the outside lane?
Yeah, I believe it was 60 Will Hoyt.
69. He had an aggressive swipe right. But it gets him in position. And, man, they got some momentum now as the leader, McClurg, is going to move to the top and try to hold off or maybe even use that outside lane momentum.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you definitely got to have a leader and you got to have a good pusher here. But the 60 does not look like he wants to play with the not Dalton. Is that Matthew Ruddick? Or no, that's Nolan. Yeah, he almost wants to put Nolan in the sucker hole there. It looks like for a second there. He's almost gonna.
Well, that is the 6 and the 60. They are teammates, so I'd be surprised if that happened. They are going to try to work together. That's why the 6 moved up. Wants to get the push from his teammate there. They're working really well. Do they drop to the bottom? Yes, they do. Off turn 2. They are clear.
All right. Well, he's just got to continue to do what he's just doing to get him up there. Get back to that bumper and push.
I tell you what. Sabrina was doing a really good job pushing that 60, man. They were connected really well. It seemed like the 6 was doing a great job leading there. Now they've got the 60. Oh, the 60 up the track just a little bit off turn 4, but they're in good shape here.
That little bobble brought the 87 and the 1 and the 36 a little bit closer. And right now I see the 13 kind of trying to tail onto that top lane, the 3 cars on the top lane right now. Then I see a lone 24. I mean, the 24 is kind of still on the outside lane. He's still 2 laps down, but he's just kind of staying out of sight, maybe trying to help a teammate and hope for a caution or even a wave around if he can capitalize on one later on.
Over to one of Joseph Richardson giving a good push to the 87 in front of him. That is James Napier. I've got to get that name right.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to make that happen. But again, it's kind of like he'll lay off a little bit, you give him a good shove, and he lays off a little bit. But if he could just stay on that bumper a little bit and just kind of give it a little good pressure for a good half a lap or so, just to kind of keep that momentum up on that lane. They could use a couple more cars in that lane as well, just to kind of momentum on the inside line.
You got to worry about temps too. Getting your temps too hot. I'm sure those guys are kind of monitoring their temps in the pushing here.
Yeah, but this car will overheat, and you can pop the engine, but it's not as bad, and it does take a little bit of time to actually get there. And like I say, the 1 has been he's more off than he's been on, so I don't see that being a huge issue with him right now.
A little unorganized right now. Where they are too wide right now. Everybody trying to figure out what they want to do. Some of the guys bailing to the bottom. It's going to hurt that momentum to the top.
Well, that's the biggest thing. You get a checkup, or if you push the car out in front of you too much, and then you got to catch up to him. Well, by the time you reach him, you're going to end up slowing down. And then it's going to slow down the entire line. It's going to ruin the entire line. You got to kind of keep that momentum. You have the 36 swipe down, he swipe left, swipe right, and now he's leading that outside lane.
Well, Michael Childs is trying to lead the outside lane now. Jumps in front of James there in the 87. So Childs going to try to lead that in the 36.
If I'm not mistaken, we actually saw Michael Childs actually do that probably about 10, 15 laps ago too as well.
Yeah, he's
definitely trying to make that work.
He's not content, you just kind of read the body language of drivers on the track, and you can tell he's just not content in riding. He feels like he's got a fast enough car to lead this thing, and trying to get out there, out front, and move around and see what he can do to make moves through the pack.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good thing to do, but you just got to be careful. Mistakes can happen. You check up the line, and yeah, there almost was a little checkup in the back there. Wow.
Was that Justin Young back there? Somebody disappeared in the middle of that whole thing. And when he came back, they were right on top of each other. So everybody doing a good job of kind of paying attention there when that happened.
Yeah, I had to go back out to our leaders, the 6 and the 60, and neither one are really even bumping each other. But you got the 71 and the 7 behind them. Let me see if I can actually remember the names here. We got Nolan McClure, Robert Whittle, Will Holt, Dalton, Matthew, and Michael Childs is on the outside line. But yeah, they're just kind of chilling out there. They're really not even pushing anybody, but they're able to kind of hold that momentum on the inside line. Just come out there. They're kind of letting the outside line hurt themselves, really.
Yeah, top 2 are clear. Third place there, side by side. Here comes that push from the 87. It's 87 to Napier giving a good
teammate
push.
Split there. 60's like, I want to be out there leading again.
Well, I mean, they may want to try to control the front of this pack. Then again, he might just use the momentum to kind of get in front of his teammate here and drop back down. We'll see. That can work either way for you. You know, you kind of control either line, or you can use that momentum to kind of switch positions and now have the other driver push you for a while.
Well, the 36 right now, the 3 out of the 4 cars on the top 4 right now are Fords. So you got that manufacturer team aspect working together a little bit.
Will it's a little squirrely there, getting that push from Childs, but made it work. Momentum off the corner. Here's Childs pushing for everything he's worth down the backstretch, trying to get him at least even with the 6, but unable to do it down the back there.
I'll tell you, they are keeping it interesting for us, and I actually see a lot of people out in chat. We'd like to thank you for coming along and checking us out and watching some of this exciting race. We got a little 3-wide action going on right now. Oh, we got a
there
turn.
You go. Matthew Ruddick. He kept it off the wall. He kept it off the wall.
Wow. I'm impressed. Yeah. I don't even know if he might have got a pit road penalty of that, because I think he may have actually touched pit road.
May have. They were catching the lap car. I believe who was at the lap car? Jason Korn, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm looking through chat here. Okay, so I guess I did destroy Braxton Ackridge's name, so I apologize to that one. Just looking at who else we got. We got.
We got action on the. Who was that? Just got put in the wall. I believe that was that Childs.
Yeah.
The 6 just put Childs in the wall a little bit on the front stretch there, but he hangs on to it. But that's going to be a little bit of damage he's going to have to deal with. They were almost 3 wide there. Well, let's go back and watch what happened to Ruddick, if we can get a second here.
Unfortunately, all that stuff happened. We're back to kind of a single file run here. Well, here comes the 60 now, trying to make that outside line work. He doesn't have any help though.
Just tight through the tribal there, but he hangs on to it. Does not hit the wall, but unfortunately, that is going to be a penalty unless they can clear that. And then on the front stretch, it got really tight.
Crazy action.
Same replay. And both of them actually go through pit road and just kind of jumbled everything up there.
Yeah, I got to kind of go back to, like I said, I'm kind of looking at the back of the field. I mean, we do actually have 2 strong packs right now. Zachary Zakovsky, I'm guessing. Maybe check and help me out with there. Vinny, you seem to know him. Did I get it right? But he's running 18th right now. Zakovsky, okay. He's running, he's kind of leading that second pack, and they're just kind of all strung out there, staying out of trouble, just doing their thing.
Get a big push from, I think it's Travis Burton back there behind him. Haven't called Travis's name. Robert Brown, Braxton Ackridge.
Yeah, they're all kind of hanging out there. Unfortunately, they are about 2 seconds off the lead pack right now, though, and not really gaining much. But they've got a good, it's an 8-car pack. So I'm assuming, and I'm still going back there, there is a 3rd car pack, which is about 5 cars right now.
And it's not a bad strategy right now, early on. If you can keep your speed and not go a lap down, because you're expecting a little bit of a melee at some point, so you want to stay out of trouble.
Well, you got to assume too, we're going to start seeing some guys come in. Obviously, we had a good chunk of the field that actually did pit. They got a little extra fuel in the tank. But there is a good group out there that could probably still get to maybe even lap 50
All right.
with the amount of gas they had.
Leaders are coming up on another lap car. Let's see what happens here. Lap car's going to move high.
You and I got out of the way. Everybody's still staying single file, so there really shouldn't be any problem.
A little less dramatic than the last time.
Yeah, a little bit.
Will Hoyt out of line.
Well, the 60 and the Michael Childs, or the 36 of Michael Childs, he again, he cannot sit still. He really wanted to get moving out in front. He saw somebody run to the outside, and he's trying to give him a little push.
Listen, guys, if you're planning on using the outside, Childs is going to be there with you.
Yeah, oh yeah,
like
for sure.
It's why you make you make moves. Again, it's early on, 36 laps in the book, 64 to go, but you got to get there somehow. And honestly, these green flag pit stops, if we get to that point, are going to be tremendously important for how you stack up here coming out of the pit road.
Well, yeah, you got to see the teams right now that they're talking amongst themselves. When are we going to pit? Who's going to pit? Who's going first? Who's staying low? Who's staying? What lap we're going to do it? Are we taking tires? How much fuel are we putting in here? I mean, assuming they're going to have probably at least 2 more stops anyway for most of the field. But it's kind of going through everybody's mind right now, and when and how and the logistics of it, and that's the important part of this. You got to get into your stop. You got to make sure you don't speed on pit road. Have a good clean stop. Get out cleanly with your team if you can, and to keep that momentum rolling. And again, if the race does stay green, that's where the winners are having.
There's Childs looking outside once again.
Yeah. But then you look at the guys in the front. I mean, I've seen a few guys, they haven't budged off that inside lane. They just stay in there, and they're just out there riding around. And honestly, that's probably one of your best strategies. You stay out of sight, stay out of mind, be there at the end. It's something that I've always said every time you come to a plate track, if you can get to that last lap, last corner, you have a chance of winning this. So you got to get there, though.
I think if you're in the top 5, you're pretty confident, pretty comfortable where you are right now till you get to pit stops. But anything back there behind that, everybody wants to go a little bit higher. You got to be careful though. You can get a little greedy, but you got to be pretty comfortable now. As I see that maybe Dalton is backing up a little bit for a run. Let's see what happens here. Does he duck out and does he push? No, it's like he's going to push. You got options. You back up like that. When you get to the car in front of you, do you pull out or do you push? Like I said, I think he's pretty comfortable where he's at right now.
Yeah, well, I always hate leading. I mean, I like leading the last lap, but I don't like really leading. I don't like really leading during the race because, a guy like Dalton right now, he can sit there and save some gas and maybe stay out there a little longer. The 6, he's got the foot to the floor, and he is not saving a drop of gas. So, if you got a little draft behind you, it gives you a little bit of opportunity to save a little bit. If you're even thinking about that this early in the race. But it's definitely something, anytime I come to a plate track, you always got to think of fuel mileage and fuel strategies as well. So, too, you save a little bit of gas, it's going to save you time to the pit stop when you're refueling. So there's always, the gas to me is always on my mind when you come to a plate track.
David Esky at the back of this pack in 17 cars in a line here, this top pack here. Then you got a little bit of breakaway to Zach Zukowski back here.
Yeah, I'm going back through the field. I mean, everybody. I don't see a person in the outside line throughout the entire track. Everybody's inside line right now. And that third pack is slowly starting to work on that second pack. So they may actually find themselves at some point during this race here. Right now, they are approximately, I'm trying to see where we're at here. They're about 3 seconds off the second pack to the third pack.
The third pack being led by Kenny Paddock, Marshall Layton, Cody Pierce back there, James DeBose, Jacob Booth, Kyle Cortez, Jason Korn back there with Tim McDonald as well. So
a couple of those guys are a lap down as well. So
6 or 7 cars back there kind of working together trying to catch that middle pack. As we've got pit stops though. We missed it. Dalton Zapernia is on pit road. Matthew LaRiviere and Robert Brown all coming to pit road, these 3.
All right. Well, and that actually works out because yeah, they were able to go about 42 laps. They did not pit, so yeah, they're in for their gas. Now we're just going to see if we got any other takers. I mean, we know there's probably guys out there that could probably still go another 10 laps, at least another 10 laps.
It's kind of broken up the front pack just a little bit when those guys having a pit. A little bit of this.
Yeah, I was going to say Nolan's kind of there on his own island, but they finally caught back up to him, and they didn't railroad him, which was kind of nice. You know, usually you see that one guy kind of hanging out there, and
but you know why?
By the time that pack gets to him, yeah, well, they don't want to leave. Like I say, if it were me, I wouldn't want to leave.
No, it's not that. They were side by side. They were kind of sucking each other back there at that point, side drafting, and that kind of broke their momentum. They may not wanted to make that pass. I would venture to say that Michael Childs wanted to make that pass. He's willing to pass about anybody out there, but I just think that they were kind of side by side there. Didn't really have that opportunity to get that momentum. Now they are catching these guys that just pitted. This front pack is, so they're actually going to move to the top and kind of file in here and just hope, you know, these guys that pitted are just going to hope that this pit cycle works through before we get a caution.
Yeah, the big issue with them pitting, and it only looked like, 2-3 cars that did pit. They are definitely not going to have the numbers when the rest of the field eventually does come into pit. So they've already kind of went their lap down right now. So they're hoping that maybe things will cycle in their favor. But right now, it's probably not looking so good for them, especially if you get a good chunk of the field to actually pit.
They are really spread out here. You got another pack, you got 2 or 3 different groups of cars here. What this may do is bring the whole pack back together because they're going to kind of be the ladder, the rungs in the ladder between the first group and the second group. There's a little bit of a draft here, so they may actually be able to pull that second group back to the main group.
Well, the second group, they are actually starting to kind of catch the main group. Last time we talked about them, they were a good 2 seconds back. And, yeah, they've kind of increased it to about 1 second back now. So once you get to that 1 second window of the car, then you can start kind of getting some of that draft. And, yeah, you might have 1 or 2 stragglers from that first pack, which is going to allow that second pack to kind of catch up just because of draft. And kind of looks like that's what actually is happening.
Yeah, Zukowski is getting a run on Esky there in the 3. The 40's going to go on by there.
Yeah, it takes Zachary 1.3 now to David Easky.
Esky's kind of dropping a little bit here.
Yeah, he went back. Sorry. Trevor Dyer is the next guy. He's the tail end of the lead group right now.
Look at this pack there. They've got to get organized. Got to get in line here. A lot of different strategies being played out right here.
Yeah, well, and then you got to think too that some of these guys are probably thinking, "Hey, when are we going to pit?" You know, I assume within another 10 laps or so, we're going to see most of the field, if not all of the field, come in for that first stop, or maybe some of these guys' second stop.
McClurg continues to lead for RFK. Out front, the number 60, 87 of James Napier is second, with Joseph Richardson in third. A couple of teammates there, and then the 60 of Will Hoyt in fourth spot, teammate to our leader, and Justin Young there in fifth, and then number 13.
Yeah, they're still. They really haven't changed. I mean, we obviously saw a couple guys come in for pit, but the rest of that field, they really haven't been moving and shaking. They've just been kind of hanging out there in the top 5. You know, a lot of the top 10 really haven't moved, with the exception of Michael Childs. He's still trying to make that outside line work. Really trying to utilize that side draft. He is a 1-car side draft show right now, just trying to work his way up to the front there.
Yeah,
still trying to make that work. Yeah.
If you're looking for help up at the top, he's the one to be looking for sure. Actually, he'll probably find you if you're on the top.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guys in the top 10 now we haven't mentioned. CJ Gates actually was in 10th. He's now in 11th. Riding back here up 20 spots. It's a good rebound for him. Another legacy car in the 42. In front of him is J.R. Owens in the number 16 or number 10?
He's in the number 10.
Yeah.
J.R. Owens.
This is McCulloch car in the 10 there. Ryan McClurg in 8th as Nolan is continuing to lead. McClurg in that 8 car for Childress.
Yeah, I had to go back to that second pack. Unfortunately, they were making some gains on that first pack, but they have they're down to 2-point-second deficit now. So they are definitely not organized, not working together right now. They're definitely losing a little bit of time every lap here.
Yeah, you see them there in the background. Got a 13-car front pack here, maybe some lap cars mixed in there as well.
Yeah, there is. There's a few. We saw those guys that just stopped for a pit. They get stuck up in that first pack right now. But yeah, the second pack, it's almost like 3 little packs within the second pack. You got a 2-car breakaway, another 2-car breakaway, and then there's about 6 cars behind them, and they're all kind of spaced out a little bit. Nobody seems really like they are working together, which is definitely hurting that lane. They've actually went down 3 seconds now through that lead pack. So definitely they're hemorrhaging speed every lap. So they need to kind of form up and work together here.
So these last pit stop, lap 16 for Michael Child. So 16, we are on lap what? 49?
Yeah, 50 right now. Actually, Zachary pulled out of that lane. So he did not want to lead that front pack anymore, or the second pack. Still kind of monitoring that back there.
So lap 50 we are on. We're going to be halfway this time by. And 50 minus 16, Tony, do your math.
That would be 34.
34. So and they can do, what did you say, 42 on fuel?
Well, that's when the first those first takers came out. I want to say it was the guys that came out there. I can't even remember the car number right now, but it was lap 42 when he did come in the pit. So I'm assuming these guys would at least get 40 laps out of the run.
Okay, so 6 laps from now, which would be 56, which leaves how many laps left, Tony?
That'll leave almost 45.
44, right 45. On the fuel limit. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I wonder if some of these guys are indeed saving. I don't think Michael Childs is saving, but some of these other guys may be saving a little bit of fuel.
Well, like Nolan's got to have his foot to the floor this whole run, so he's definitely not saving anything. But the cars behind him, James Napier, a lot of those guys that we haven't really seen a lot of movement out of that inside lane up front. That's all you can do right now, and that's really the best strategy. Try to go an extra lap or two if you can. Cut that fuel down a little bit. A lot of times too, if you feel like the race is going to go green, you got to work backwards from your pit stops, knowing how much fuel you have, and kind of work backwards. And maybe you're going to catch a caution that's going to maybe screw up your calculation here and there, but that's the way I would go at it. If you could definitely get a good 40 laps, you definitely want to try to maximize as much fuel. But again, if you get a green light checker towards the end of this, you definitely want to make sure you got 1 or 2 laps, or maybe even, depending on how bad it could be, you might need an extra 6 to 9 laps,
Which is, that's kind of what I was worried about. Yeah, that's why I was doing that calculation. I'm like, oh, they are close on fuel. I don't know, the 44 laps. They'd have to stretch a few laps here. Now, we did see some of the guys come in and top off on the last lap before the restart. Those guys will be a little bit closer, especially if they're saving a little fuel here.
It's always good to have some gas in the tank. That's all I can tell you. When you're out there, that's the one thing a lot of people take for granted, but you got to make sure you got to have enough gas, for sure.
You know what I hate as a racer, though? I do all that work, do all that calculation. Like, okay, we're this close. This is the plan. We'll do this and this. And then a caution comes out and completely blows it all up. All that work and thought, all that mental gymnastics for nothing.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. If the caution doesn't come out, you can be sitting pretty too. It's the law of averages. If you don't do it, it's gonna bite you. But if you do it, it might not bite you. So it's one of those things.
Yeah. Tell you what, Child's just still working that outside lane. He's gaining a few positions. He runs out of momentum. He drops back a little bit. Now he's using that side draft as much as he can. And he is inching towards the front, but the minute he kind of runs out of that, here's another nice little side draft up beside third spot.
Yeah, he's actually been able to make the side draft work pretty good. Yeah, he's making that one car pack work on the outside and just using that side draft. But you got to think too, yeah, he's definitely burning up fuel here, especially too running the outside lane. He's actually running more distance per lap than everybody else as well. So he's got to think at some point too, he's going to have to dive down low because he knows he's going to have to be pitted.
He's like, guys, come on, somebody come with me, come on.
Yeah. For sure, he's definitely, and there he goes. He goes down to the inside now. So I'm assuming we do got some takers.
We got pit stops. So these guys coming to pit road. They're splitting off. It's going to be Napier, Joseph Richardson, Justin Young, Michael Ware, and Thaddeus Friel hit pit road.
Not a very large pack, but yeah, definitely a few cars. They're in. They're getting their fuel.
And that was a clean move too. Everybody looked really orderly coming to pit road there. So I don't see there being any issues. Jacob Booth in there.
Just a small little pack though, but you could see that some of these other guys, they have been saving a little bit. And especially I'm looking at that second pack. We didn't get anybody from the second pack that pitted that time around. So maybe they are looking at long-term strategy and trying to run this thing out as much as possible. If they can go another 4 or 5 laps here, although we got more pit stops coming in right now.
Yeah, contact between our two leaders. Oh, wow. Somebody did not make. Oh, and we got a little more chaos there as the 6 has to avoid the spinning. Who is that? J.R. Owen?
Yeah, he's backwards on pit road. Wow.
No, it wasn't J.R. Owens. Who was that?
It looks like it was a 36. It was Michael Childs.
Oh, Childs. Aggressive in the pit road. Unfortunately, he was not able to get it slowed down there and spins out. Right in front of the 6, he had to avoid that, and then 6 almost got hit coming to pit road from the guy behind him.
Well, you can see the 6 kind of locked it up getting into pit road, and just as that happened, Michael was passing him on the outside, just entering right by the cone, and the rear end of Michael's car kind of locked up a little bit. It didn't actually look like there was contact, but man, he did eventually. He did get his nose a little bit there, and that did kind of turn him around all the way. They got a little clip from the 10. Wow.
More lockups as they come to pit road there. Everybody gets in there. Trevor Dyer, Ryan Floyd, and CJ Gates making pit stops this time by CJ able to get it slowed down. Looks like Ryan Floyd having issues back there behind him, though, trying to get into his stall. Locked up the tires and slid through his box. Slid coming to pit road too. You got to think, does that mean you change tires here or do you stay fuel only? That's kind of risky if you locked it up there.
Well, usually on a plate track, you don't get a lot of tire wear, and if you don't take tires, you got to worry about your exit out of pit road, because pit road gets a little slick there, and that's where we've seen a lot of issues happen. 45 and 67 coming in pit road. 67 almost gets a little contact in 45 there. Wow. Yeah. Diving in, 11's in with them as well.
Locks up Travis
Burton.
The
3-car Toyota team right there.
Yep, Travis Burton was your leader there. He brings him down to pit road. Braxton Ackridge on pit road as well. Kenneth Presley, Matty Davis, and Zachary Zukowski.
I am so confused about who's even leading. It's showing me Troy Sand right now in the 48, and there's cars in front of him as well. So although we know the 24 is a few laps down in front of him.
Troy went the longest. I think he's one of the guys that pitted there on the last lap of the caution as well. He's going to be coming to pit road this time, though. He is the leader.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, this is a great move right now. I mean, I'm looking at the 48 and the 88 right now, who are both into pit road. They're in that pit window where they could probably make it now.
Yeah, but I'm afraid the 48 may have sped there coming to pit road. Looks like he was a little quick. He's going to miss his stall there and have to back up as well. But that hands the lead back over when they come back around to Nolan McClurg in the 6, Ryan McClurg in the 8, lined up 1-2. And they have a little 4-car breakaway with CJ Gates and JR. Actually, it's just those 3 in a lap car.
48 for sure did speed on pit road. He was doing about 90 by the time he hit the line.
contact between some cars back there in that first pack there. CJ Gates contact with a lap car. They're trying to get in line.
Right now, though, I'm looking at a 5-car breakaway for our lead. Zachary Zakowski leading the pack right now in the number 40.
That is not
right. That's not right.
It's not for the lead. Nolan McClurg, Ryan McClurg are your leaders.
No, I'm waiting for my results to refresh the.
So they have about 6 cars in line here, a couple lap cars. The sun's starting to set here at Daytona. Nolan and Ryan, 1 and 2. CJ Gates in 3rd, but he's got a lap car between them. I believe that's Rob Wilhoit. It is. Going a lap down. James Napier also a lap down. So those guys having issues coming to pit road. Unfortunately, put them a lap down.
Yeah, we only have 23 cars on the lead lap out of a field of 36 right now too. So yeah, a few guys looking for that lucky dog, or possibly even a wave around if we can get to it. But I think we got a few guys that might be in that pit window where they're not going to have to worry about pitting at all. They might be able to have enough gas to finish this race, especially if we stay green here, which we've been pretty good so far. I mean, we don't have any caution. But right now, the McClurg guys, that's what I'm looking at. The number 6 and the number 8 right now running 1-2 with the 60. Well, the 60 is a lap down, but you got CJ Gates running 3rd, and he is not even in that lead pack right now. Oh, no, he is. He's at the tail end of the lead pack. Okay.
Yeah, there's Robert Wilhoit and James Napier there between them, between the front 2 and him. And then another lap car behind him. I think it's Esky behind him. Yeah, so this is your lead pack, and they have 2.7 seconds on the second pack, being led by Joseph Richardson, although they are closing. They have looks like a little more organization. There are 4 cars in a line here. They're pretty organized here.
Well, and they're all actually running in position for position too, so they have probably a little bit more motivation too to kind of get up there. And right now I'm looking at the 12 pushing the 2, pushing the 1, so we got guys pushing the pusher, but they're definitely trying to make that line work. They're trying to get up there.
They are closing in. They're making it work out. That's Joseph Richardson in the 1. Got Michael Ware in the 2, Thaddeus Friel in the 12, and then J.R. Owens in the number 10 there with, I believe,
they've got about 2.5 second deficit right now, but they might be able to make that work.
2.2 that time by. It was 2.7 the lap before, so they're definitely closing in. They're making that charge like they need to.
We're kind of hoping maybe the 3 kind of breaks down a little bit, or not necessarily breaks down, but maybe breaks off of that lead pack a little bit. Maybe they could sniff a little bit of that draft off the 3 that's at the tail end of that lead lap. And the 3, David Uskey, he's only 1 lap down right now. Maybe racing for a lucky dog with the 2 guys, the 87 and the 60 of Robert Wilholt, and then the 87 of James Napier. So all 3 of those guys are kind of racing for the lucky dog at this point of that lead group.
I was watching that third group there, about 2.5 seconds back too, and they've got a lot of cars with them. So I wouldn't be surprised to see those guys kind of close up as the second pack catches the first pack. So we're going to come all back to... Oh, we got contact! CJ Gates. No.
The yellow was out.
No, that was your lap cars. Robert Wilhoit and James Napier involved. Wilhoit turned off the front of Napier there. A couple lap cars get together in that lead pack. Caution is out.
Wow. Man. To happen to lap down cars, but I'll tell you, the guy that's loving that right now is the number 3 of David Esky, because he is getting Esky. He's getting a lucky dog. He'll be able to fight another day, and now this is going to change everything, because anybody who had a deficit, and everybody can actually go in and top off too. So if you're really worried about that fuel mileage is out the window right now, and everybody's going to be kind of bunched back up together. Right, this is basically a whole new race now.
Look at our instant replay here. in between our lap cars here. Looks like Napier was looking to the outside, caught the corner of Will Hoyt there and just turned him into the outside wall there. So we're right on board with Napier here. See exactly what happened. Off the corner. Just the poorest judgment there. Moved to the bottom, just hooks him a little bit right into the wall.
Yeah, that's a tough break too, because both of them were trying to fight for that lucky dog position, and they ended up giving it to the guy behind them.
Well, Napier, your pole sitter there too, having a rough night. Went a lap down through that pit cycle. Both those guys having a rough night. Had a rough night, had a good night going, and a rough night after the pit stops. Kind of put them behind a lap down, and it goes from bad to worse. So let's, I guess let's see who decides to pit here. I guess if you pit now, you can make it for sure. But some of these guys may be in good shape even with these caution laps to be able to make it to the end. So do you stay out?
Well, I only seen a few cars that could actually, probably will have enough fuel to make it, just make some of their lap positions or where they pitted. But I'd be worried, and I would come in, I'd get that top off.
Well,
Make sure I got a few extra laps in the tank just in case.
McClurg stay out. The first guy to pit, third place, CJ Gates. He brings a bunch of them down. Richardson, Ware, Friel, Owens, Burton, Ackridge all come down for pit stops.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be going in. Nolan, Ryan. I mean, they both stayed out. I don't know.
Nolan, Ryan, the pitcher.
Yeah. Well. The McClurg duo. I guess we could call them. They stayed out. I don't know. I think I would have probably came in and topped off.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is great news for somebody like Dalton Zaperna, and stop pretty soon. But
right.
Now they're going to be in good shape.
Well, yeah, and you could probably, you're in that pit window too, where you could throw a couple extra gallons in there to make it for green, white checkers. And that strategy didn't work out too bad for them at all. Got a little lucky with this last caution here, but they didn't lose the lap either, making that early stop and kind of getting off a pace a little bit from the lead group. And yeah, they're out there. They're still both of them are in the top 10 right now, the 70 and the 71. Dalton and Matthew combined. I'm not going to even go with the last names right now, but yeah, they made it work.
Matthew Reddick and Kyle Cortez was hoping that some of these guys would pit, or all these guys would pit. Those two McClurg's cars stayed out, and that's going to trap them a lap down. They're going to have to try to find another way to get back on the lead lap, unfortunately for them. Looking at our order right now, biggest mover so far right now, that's going to go to the one of Joseph Richardson in that Chevrolet, up 24 positions from where he started, currently running in fourth spot. So biggest mover so far right now. Yeah,
the McClurgs both, they trapped like 4 more cars kind of from getting that wave around, which I'm sure those guys would have loved to have had, but they're going to the back of the field now, still trapped a lap down. And they're lining up here 2 by 2. They're getting in position now. Little shuffling going on though right now.
So 2 by 2, they get lined up as the lights come on here at Daytona. We're going to end this thing under the lights. And I tell you, it gets a little bit more exciting when the lights come on.
Oh yeah. Well, the paint jobs sparkle a little bit more too. You get some of that fun reflections off the lighting. And I don't know. I kind of like the super speedways at night. Are quite a bit of fun.
They are. Everybody getting lined up here down the backstretch, trying to find their spot. We are in for some exciting racing here to finish this one off. 33 laps go. Going to be 32 to go at the line. And we got the McClurgs up front. Michael Ware, Travis Burton, Joseph Richardson, Trevor Dyer. His return towards the front. He kind of dropped back through pit cycles. He's back up there. Thaddeus Friel in the 12. We saw he's getting some really good pushes up there. Dalton Zaperna in that tide ride. He was pushing really well early on. CJ Gates, kind of a new name up there now as it cycles through. the Riviere. It's a good rebound for him in the 77.
Yeah, he was looking a little further back. Yeah, Braxton Ackridge. He's in 11th right now. He was in that backpack earlier on too. So there's a lot of guys up there that now got a chance to fight here.
All right, pace cars off. We're going to get ready for a restart here. 32 laps to go. Green flag is out. Nolan leads them down, and we are green.
My big concern is, let's see if we get a second lane running here with 30 to go or a little over 30 to go. I can't imagine these guys are going to single file out now.
Well, there's no saving fuel anymore. It's just all out to the end here. Hope for no caution. Hope you stay green. If you're at the front, you have to stay green.
Yeah, and if you were worried about fuel, you would have been in and got some at that point. So I can't imagine anybody's out there saving. But again, that outside line is non-existent. Where's Michael Childs when you need him? He's running at 15th right now. I'm sure he's in that outside line.
I don't know how long he'll be at 15th. He'll be up there in a minute.
He is. He's trying to get that side draft going. He does got a little help, though. He's far back into that.
We got one around in the wall off turn 4. It's Joseph Richardson. Big collection, big contact into the travel.
Wow, a lot of guys cutting the grass there. A little bit more mayhem going on. Oh, man.
The big one strikes here off turn 4 at Daytona with 31 laps to go. A lot of cars torn up in this one. And it all started with, I think, a bad push off turn 4 to Joseph Richardson. Got him sideways and turned around. And in front of the field there into the travel. Nowhere for everybody to go there.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. He was trying to make that outside line work and unfortunately turned him. A lot of guys made some pretty good moves missing him, but unfortunately a lot of guys got into him. And then there was a lot of mayhem. Just a lot of guys took the grass route, and that caused a little bit more calamity.
Man, he's still having Joseph having issues. He can't get his car to track straight there against the wall. He's going to have to tow that one. Kenny Presley involved. A lot of people involved here. Marshall Layton had to go through the grass. I don't know if he's got damage. Let's go back and look at a replay and see what happened to kick this one off with the one. Pushing through the corner. That's the 12. That's the second car that's been turned off the nose of the 12. Turns him sideways again, and then he's just sitting right in the middle of the track and the travel, and some of the guys just unable to avoid him. Let's viewer discretion advised. We're going to ride on board with the one here.
Wow.
Coming off the corner, gets that push sideways, and then another push the other way. Just that little bit of sideways there. Offsets him, and then you're just a sitting duck. That's a terrible feeling, sitting in the middle of the track, seeing all those cars bear down on you like that.
Yeah, like I say, a lot of guys were able to kind of clear him, but unfortunately, some of the guys that cleared him eventually got caught up in other wrecks with other guys trying to clear him.
Let's see Marshall Layton, see what he saw here. You know, he had to at least go through the grass here. Going off the corner, you see the smoke. He's starting to slow down. Everybody gets down the pace. A little door banging there in front of it. Oh, he split some cars through the grass. It's a rough ride through the grass, too. Let's see what.
He looked clean, though. Yeah, I don't think he didn't hit anybody.
Let's see about Paddock here. Kenneth Paddock, or Kenny Paddock. He's a little bit closer to a little bit of contact there, and that's what puts him down to that other car. There's the 54. Just right on board with a couple different guys. See their view of this one. This is Matty Davis. Oh, he gets it cleared, but he's slowed way down. Oh, it's just chaos in front of him.
Yeah, the 4 Kenny Paddock and the 20 of, I'm trying to see what his name is there. Of the 20, Kenneth Presley, they both had to actually dip below the entry for pit road. So
I think they may clear those for them.
They do clear those?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, I do see that. Okay, yeah, they are clearing blacks for that. Well, that's good on them.
All right, let's ride on board with J.R. Owens. He can turn sideways here. a little bit, just different views of this wreck here. I just want to kind of see what everybody saw here. In the back of the 9 a little bit, slows down. Manic just right in front of him. Slowing down, still wrecking in front of him, still slowing down. Contact from the side. Oh, it just never ends.
Yeah, that definitely was the big one we saw tonight. So, but hey, they're going to have an opportunity now, kind of re-rack them and restack them. It looks like they're getting 2x2. Pace car lights are off, and then the McLarens are still holding spots 1 and 2. Michael Ware sitting in 3rd, Travis Burton 4th, Trevor Dyer 5th, C.J. Gates 6th, Dalton Zaprina 7th, Thaddeus Friel 8th, Braxton Ackridge 9th, and Matthew Levierne, I think that's how you say it, 10th? I know I got it wrong. LaRiviere, that's right. We did ask some of these guys earlier before the race started their pronunciations, but it's going to take us a couple
It's
of
a lot
days.
to remember because there was a few we had questions on.
Exactly, yeah.
There's
Not making an excuse, but it is
David
an excuse.
Duchovny there. I mean, Zachary Zukovsky. Did I confuse you even more? Probably. I probably confused myself too.
I mean, but with that said, there's a lot of guys out there with real easy names that we're probably still going to mess them up anyway. So just to throw that out there.
Yes, this is going to be interesting on this restart. That wreck that just happened there, just going through the different stages of it, different contacts. There was a little bit of a few major contacts, but a lot of minor contacts as well that these guys may be able to get fixed. And I get back into this one. Unfortunately, the 1 is not included in that list. Yeah, he took a pretty big hit, but
yeah,
some of these other guys will be okay. They just lose all that track position, so we'll see if they can climb back up there. But the pace car's off. It's going to be McClurg's up front, the 6 of Nolan, the 8 of Ryan on your front row. Green flag is out, and we are off racing once again here. 28 laps to go.
Yeah, they got a little late jump out of the restart zone there, but looks like Nolan went onto the high side. He swiped up, staying behind his brother or dad, or now he's back down. Definitely trying to make something work out there. He definitely does not want to relinquish that lead though.
I think he wanted to pull Ryan with him, but Ryan just did not have the momentum there, so he had to pull back to the bottom to protect that lead. So Nolan on the lead there. Now he's going to pull back up, or he maybe got pushed out of line there, as Michael Ware is going to take this lead with help from Trevor Dyer.
Yeah, Trevor Dyer was giving the 2 of Michael Ware a good push there, and kind of pushing the pusher. And Nolan's like, hey, you know what? I got to get back with my teammate here, and let's see if we can make this work on the outside. So unfortunately, they're hemorrhaging places right now. They are definitely falling back a little bit.
Well, there's Childs. We're back to
He's
Childs.
up there. Yeah, he'll be out there. He'll help you out. For sure. But the 43 right now, unfortunately, he kind of got a little bit of connection. He keeps disappearing. So he's pushing, but he's slightly disappearing as well, which is not always great.
C.J. Gates in 3rd right there behind him. And the number 42, another Legacy Motor Club entry there behind the 43, Trevor Dyer. A couple of teammates lined up right there, 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, but you can see, though, CJ's kind of holding off that 43 a little bit, with him kind of bouncing in and out, and it looks like he's starting to get a little worse with the connection right now, and that's a sketchy thing. You don't want to have him appear where you are. Although you can see what it's doing to that outside line, though. It's definitely.
Oh, we got a wreck in turn 1. Kyle Cortez involved. They're still wrecking back there. I'm trying to find who it is.
Go back and rewind myself here to see what happened. Definitely a bit of a checkup. It looked like it started with the 10 kind of.
I want to see who's sitting there right now.
Out.
Well, caution is out. We'll have to go back and look at our replay to find out who that is. J.R. Owens involved. That was the car I think I saw sideways first, but caution is out. Let's go back and look at our replay here. Instant replay here. Into turn 1. Oh, he gets man, I'm not really sure what happened.
Yeah, it definitely was the 10. 10 kind of checked up for that inside line. The inside line definitely checked up heavily. The 22 kind of slowed down to not get into the 67, and the 10 wasn't quick enough on the brakes there.
So what happened looking from behind there? He has a big checkup down there. Yeah, and trying to check up and just get sideways. Unfortunately, collects a few cars as they go by there.
Yeah, the 48 got a little piece of the 10 as the 10 was spinning.
Yeah, who's the 48 there?
Oh, the 48 is
Troy Sand.
Troy Sand, yeah. Tough break. The 10, unfortunately, got a lot of nose damage. He towed, and he is actually disconnected from the server. So his night is over.
Dubose sliding by. Oh, and he almost hung onto it. He didn't quite hang onto it. Nose is in the outside wall, but I thought he was going to slide by that one. He was doing his best to hang on there.
Well, I'll tell you, I know just by driving these cars, and you and I, we don't really drive this car that often, but it's got a lot of guys complain that it does not brake very well. And when it does brake, the rear end has to kind of step out from behind you.
Man, he does. And, he did a great job to avoid the 48. Just unfortunately, that transition on the banking caught him.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with this car, too. Once that pendulum starts swinging on the rear end, it is a very hard car to kind of regain control of, too. It does not like I can't even say the word right, but I don't know. Fast motions, left and right, I guess I'm going to say.
I was going to say transitions. I don't know what you were trying to say.
Yeah, I'm probably making up some word that I can't pronounce anyway. So, but yeah, it's a little tough car to handle, especially if the tail starts wagging one way or another. But up front, Michael Ware still leading this pack. 43 right behind him. They are going to be split now, so the 2's not going to have his pusher, but he's going to have a new pusher of C.J. Gates in the 42. And it brings the McClure guys back. They're still running 4th and 5th right now, so they didn't lose too many spots out of that.
Well, right before that was all happening, I was going to bring up the fact they started to get a little momentum there on the outside lane. They were starting to make some moves.
Yeah.
Back towards the front. They just needed a couple laps to get that momentum going, and unfortunately, the Gauch kind of stopped that for the time being.
Well, Michael Childs was kind of behind the two of them, right before all that happened, and he was really pushing that lane. And I think that inside lane had such a big checkup. It really, which obviously we saw where it eventually landed towards the back of the field with the yellow coming out. But you could see where a little bit of a shake-up up front really just goes all the way through that whole line.
Hey, I know it's the first race. Can we do nicknames?
Yeah, honestly, right? Yeah.
I'm going to say Michael the Wild Child.
There you go.
He's been very active tonight, getting making those moves on the outside. And I don't mean that derogatory either. It's just like he's been very active, willing to move around when others are kind of complacent to ride in line there. And, both strategies can definitely work. And I find myself more of the ride in line, be patient kind. But we've definitely seen some moves from Michael to be able to make moves towards the front even by himself. And that definitely can work out too. Especially you're going to need that little bit of aggression here towards the end of this race.
Well, if you remember, too, he was backwards on pit road not too long ago. He got spun. Had a little issue, and he's still in the top 10 right now. And yeah, he's definitely been making that outside line work,
That's right.
Whether he's with cars or even by himself. So he's definitely making it work. And
I didn't even think I forgot about that. But yeah, he did. He spun coming to pit road, didn't he? So this has been a great rebound for him.
And that was under green flag stops as well.
Yeah.
So, for him not to even go a lap down and to be where he's at right now, I mean, hats off to him. He's definitely making it work, making lemonade out of lemons for sure tonight. He just wants more people on the outside, I can tell you right now. So maybe we'll get to interview him later, and we can ask him all about it. He's still in it, though. I mean, he's running 7th right now. And I'll tell you, he's getting a little bit of airtime just because he's making that airtime. He's showing everybody he definitely wants to stand out in the crowd tonight. But yeah, they're back 2x2. Pace car lights are off.
Yeah, down the back stretch. Watching some of the guys comment in chat there. If you guys are pulling for a certain driver, let us know. Let us know who you're pulling for here. Towards the end, we got 23 laps to go. Still a lot to play for here at Daytona. We're getting down towards the end here.
Yeah, 23 laps doesn't seem like a lot, but it can be an eternity, especially too if you're out in front. You just you don't want it to be. You don't want it. You're like, oh, it's only 23 laps, but then you're like, oh, it's still 23 laps.
My question is, how are they going to play with the 43 of Dyer here? He's flashing. You can't. I mean, how do you push a car that's there half the time, or how do you get pushed from a car that's there half the time? I guess we're going to find out. And so pace car is going to pull off. We're getting ready for a restart here. Going to be 22 to go at the line. They lead them down. Michael Ware leading Trevor Dyer. Green flag is out, and Ware gets a great jump.
Yeah, gets a great jump. The 42, though, didn't really match that energy. And both lanes, though, but they're the 43, and the 6 dives out from under the 43, gets in front of his teammate or family member, gets down on that inside. And the 43 wanted to kind of swipe left, and he was definitely shut down.
I hope one of the McClurgs finish in the top 3 so we can ask him and put that to bed. Because I don't, Maybe somebody in chat, let us know. If you know the McClurgs, Nolan and Ryan. And by the way, were their parents baseball fans? But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, very true, right? All right. Well, again, though, I mean, we've got a predominant inside lane right now, and the 43's kind of hanging out on the top lane, leading that pack right now. But a lot of guys aren't really getting behind him too much, and I almost wonder if a little bit of his connection issue that is making people a little standoffish there. I mean, even the 36 of Michael Child is staying low.
Moving and shaking back here, Trevor Dyer. There's Marshall Layton up into the top 10 now. Nate, Michael Childs, Braxton Ackridge.
Yeah, running the Interstate number 11 car. And yeah, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I did screw up his name early on. He's the 11 car. I usually run the 11 car in our group. So I'm a little partial to that number myself.
Big Denny Hamlin fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I am not a Denny Hamlin fan, but yeah, I love the 11. for the other 11 drivers that were out there. But yeah, he got out there. He's got the outside line running right now, the 45 in front of it. So you got teammates, the 45 and the 11 out there.
Ooh, I thought they were going to make a green light there for a minute, but they.
Well, they might. Yeah, they might not be teammates, but they're definitely Toyotas. 11 giving a great push to the 45 right now, and he's got Michael Childs right back there. They are almost getting a little too hairy, though. You can't be pushing the pusher, especially when you're trying to make that line move. You got to be very delicate.
Getting a little squirrely down the backstretch there, but they are trying to make that outside work to 45, but we saw a missed push off turn 4 already with the 1 cause an accident. You got to be very careful, very, very gentle coming off the corner because these cars get really light and they start kind of dancing around.
And while all this is happening, that inside line is just, they got 5 cars in there right now. Kind of waiting for the McClurg family members to swipe right and try to see if they can pull that outside line. And there they go. They almost. Oh.
They thought about it, but just did not have the run there.
Yeah. It was close. I was waiting for it. I am waiting for it. It's going to probably happen at some point tonight.
We got 19 to go. We got a caution.
Yellow. Very interesting. What happened this time?
Got Cody Pierce back here slow on the backstretch. I think Cody Clark involved as well. Corey Clark.
Yeah, the 733. Yeah, they were actually 3 wide. They were kind of in their own little pack at the back of the field here. Almost 4 wide at one point.
Let's look and see what happened here. Full Throttle TV. Yes, the replay. They were 3 wide. Oh, they ran out of space there too. Was that a missed a push gone wrong that sent Clark down to the inside maybe there?
Just looked like a little contact between the 9 and the 7. Dare I even say that the famous N code word. Looked like the 7 just kind of got sucked right into the 9. but it could have been a little bit of a bad push there as well. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, actually, maybe, I don't know, maybe the 33 moved the 9. It was a little bit of too much of a tap, got the 9 a little bit.
That's what happened. The 9, and he got a little out of shape, ended up on the side of the car below him, the 77 there of Matthew Riviere.
And that's kind of rough, too, because they've got, counting up the cars here, there were 9 cars in that back pack. And we just went green. I'm just amazed that they were that far back off the pack.
Well, they got stuck together,
got
too.
Split up. Yeah, I don't know how they got split up like that.
When they made contact there, they kind of got stuck together. And unfortunately, just turned right into the wall there. Your leader now, Michael Ware, though, still leading there. CJ Gates up to second. The leading legacy car right now. Teammate Trevor Dyer back in 6th. So
well, it's going to put the McClurgs, too, next to each other in row 2. So we're going to probably see these guys work together. I mean, we're coming down to about maybe 14, 15 laps by the time we get the green flag again. So time is ticking. And the laps are ticking.
Coming around, I believe that's Timothy McDonald. Yeah, a lucky dog.
Yeah, unfortunately, with all the wrecks and stuff, we've only got, he'll be our 20th car now on the lead lap, so almost half the field is either gone or lapped down right now. Rough night for some guys, but I'll tell you, they've been putting on a pretty fun show for us tonight. A lot of stuff going on that I definitely was not predicting.
Yeah, we're getting down to it. The pay window's starting to open, and things are starting to matter just a little bit more. That's when you're going to see things ramp up. That's the way it always happens here at these super speedways, and no surprise. And of course, I guess the surprise is it's coming from towards the back of the pack there. Like you said, I'm not really sure how they got separated there to begin with, but desperation starts to set in when you're that far back, though, and you start trying to think of ways to make these moves.
Yeah, to be going 3 wide, too. Yeah, all the way in the back of the pack. Yeah, they were definitely desperate at some point, trying to get up there.
And that's one of the benefits of, we were talking about Michael Childs making those moves there. He's learned the most of, I think, anybody in the field about how the side draft works, what moves need to be made, how much momentum you get. Those kind of questions. When you're making those moves, you're learning. Every time you do that, you're learning something a little bit. You're like, okay, well, that didn't work. This worked a little bit better. You know exactly where to place your car and kind of what works with your car. Now, the question is, how does that work with other cars? And you're learning, everybody's learning through the race of kind of, okay, I work well with this car. This car's a really good pusher. This car leads really well. You kind of learn the tendencies of the driver. With this being fixed setups, you're learning the drivers more than you are what the cars can actually do.
Right, very true. And again, and not really having a whole lot of history with the league. I mean, we know there's a lot of guys in here that have probably been racing all around each other for a while, but some of these guys are probably new to the league, and they might not know a lot of these other guys, and they're all learning their little trademarks here and there. Although, everything's going to be wiped away next week because, again, this is a super speedway race. So this is completely different than what some of the other tracks we're going to be seeing this season.
Yep, absolutely is.
We're definitely not going to be seeing like a Michael Childs mate. Well, we might still see him running an outside line, say at Martinsville, but I doubt it. But you never know.
And you're wondering where we're going next week? Well, here's the schedule real quick. Daytona this week. Next week's Auto Club. I love that track. That's going to be a lot of fun. In Vegas, Atlanta, Bristol, the first 5 races, these guys are going to put on a heck of a show. All through the season here. Looking forward to seeing what these guys can put on all these different kinds of tracks. You can find it here every Tuesday night on Full Throttle Television, and see what these guys are doing.
Yeah, Auto Club's going to be great, and it's so great that we still have that in sim, even though it's no longer real. But yeah, I know it's one of the fan favorite, or at least the driver favorites, especially with a lot of the drivers I talk to. It's a great track to go to. A lot of fun out there.
All right, pace lights are off. Coming through 3 and 4, the pace car is going to peel on the pit road. We are down to 16. Going to be 15 laps to go at the line. They entered the restart zone. Green flag is out. Michael Ware gets a great jump. He's going to lead them out into turn 1.
Yeah, 42, the swipe left real quick, got down there. Trying to get back in that pushing position. Let's see if the 6 is going to come up on his family member. He does. Just trying to wait to see if the 8 to try to get back into him. He's trying to play that, do I want to go back down or stay with my teammate? He's staying up there.
Opens the door for Dyer. Dyer's going to fill that hole and take 3rd position. The 12 up to 4th. Everybody kind of gets a little squirrely there behind them.
Yeah, Michael Child actually, he kind of kissed the wall there a little bit, making a little bit of an evasive maneuver, waiting for that outside line to kind of form up and getting that momentum.
There's Ackridge. Ackridge up to 5th spot, bringing Dalton Zaprina with him in the 71.
All this is happening. The 18 finally locked in on the 6 right now. We're starting, excuse me. The 11 kind of broke out there into the top lane, though, kind of slowed down that lane a little bit, although the 11 kind of came back down.
Good push from Dalton there in the 71.
Oh, this wow, the 42 almost had a push going wrong. He's starting to pass the 2 right now. Almost got the 2 sideways. Definitely slowed him up, forced him in the outside line. Now the 43 is on the bumper of the 2. At least he was.
42 is a teammate of the 43. I'm kind of surprised they didn't work there together, but the 42 made that move, didn't have any help. Oh, they're getting together off turn 4. They hang on to it for now, but a big jumble there, and they are still tied on each other mid-pack right there.
Got a little bit of 3-wide action, too. The 45 kind of got stuck in the sucker hole there. He split up the McClurg family there right now.
A little dicey here, a lot of pushing, even through the corners here.
Man, it's almost like they're racing on the last lap right now from what I'm seeing.
This is when, if you're back behind this group, you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, the storm is brewing. You know, you see it coming.
38, though, gives a great push. 38 of Marshall Layton pushing the 42 to the front.
He actually did. So he pushed the 42 by CJ Gates to the point, but here comes that outside lane. Noah McClurg trying to make that outside work.
He's got the 45 behind him. I'm sure he'd rather have the 6 behind him right now. And here comes the 6, though, giving the 45 a little bit of push. And they're pushing Nolan out the front there.
Oh, 45 tries to squeeze to the outside. No room there. He's going to slide back behind Nolan there in the 6.
36, Michael Child, he kind of got out of that little group there. Now he's kind of pulling back up to that pack there. Almost like he saw something. It's like, I'm going to back off just a hair.
Enter turn 3 even. Although the inside line had a little bit of a advantage going into the entry there. CJ Gates continues to lead. Marshall Layton in 2nd, side by side for 3rd, as Michael Ware is on the inside of Nolan McClurg.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is what I kind of like to see, a little bit of 2-wide action going on here. Let's get these lanes moving. Let's get these pushers pushing. Crazy action going on right now.
Absolutely. You see the sparks are flying. Things are getting exciting. 11 laps to go as they head down the back. The top 2 kind of broken away right now. CJ Gates, Marshall Layton leading outright. That outside lane trying to get some momentum, but actually losing a little bit as 3rd place is now going to clear with that help from Trevor Dyer. That's Michael Ware in the number 2 now in 3rd.
And the front 4 kind of chilled out a little bit here too. They've got kind of a good little spacing and a little bit of options as far as the upper lane right now. But that outside line, they need to kind of get that side draft working. The 45 really needs to kind of get up on that bumper of the 6 though if he wants to really move it. Fortunately, right now the 45 gets pushed more by the 8 than the 45 is pushed by the 6.
Up front, CJ Gates in a legacy car. You got Marshall Layton in the front row car. You got the 2 of Michael Ware in a Penske car, and another legacy car, the number 43 of Dyer in 4th spot with a Penske car, the 12 of Friel on the bottom in 5th.
All right, now I'm starting to see that outside line work a little bit there. They almost had a 3-car push party going on there. They're starting to make a little bit of gain, but 45, again, just kind of backed off a little bit.
Coming at 9 to go. We're getting down to it. 9 laps to go at the line here for the Daytona 250, the Showtime Cup Series. Putting on a great show here towards the end of this race. Who is going to score the first win of the season? You know that's on everybody's mind. They want to start strong, get ready for that chase we're going to have later on in the season. This is going to set somebody up really nice if you can win.
Oh, yeah. Well, you always want to kind of win the premier, the Daytona 500, so to speak. It's the marquee race. It's one of the crown jewels. And, you know, especially, too, when you're that close to being the front here with this many laps left to go, you want that checkered flag.
Well, at 11.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a lot of guys have got any place to go, though, right now. Even Michael Call went to the inside, so you know things are rough out there.
Got a car on the wall back
not
here.
Michael Call, Michael Child, sorry.
Zukowski, I think, touched the wall there. Kind of squeezed up into the wall. It's going to slide him backwards just a little bit. Justin Young back here. Guys starting to get a little bit impatient. Running out of time. But you're right, that outside lane really organized as they come off turn 2. Can they use that momentum to make some ground up?
Yeah, they look like a little bit of a centipede right now. They're really nose to bumper.
Ooh.
But that's always kind of a bad thing too. You're going to get a little bit of speed, but yeah, a little bit of checkup like we just kind of saw right there, definitely kind of hurt that run.
But they
Marshall
are gaining.
Layton almost looked like he was ready to kind of take a look there. He's definitely watching that outside line, kind of ready to take advantage of it. He's definitely got an eye in that mirror, waiting for that line to kind of get there.
Nolan trying to pull that outside lane with help from the 11.
Oh, we got a car down low. Got a little spun. They're still kind of sorting it out there. No caution.
Oh, and now he finally goes around. Caution is out. Oh, and we got more contact. The 24, the 84 of Ryan Floyd there involved. The 24 laps down, Landon Rainey involved.
Wow.
Caution is out. You're right. They wrecked for a little while there, didn't they?
Yeah, that was a very slow wreck. Yeah, it looks like a 13 and the 84 kind of started that domino effect there. Fortunately, the apron made it worse just because some of those guys were right down there. Man, parts flying all over the 24 car.
Let's go back and look at our replay right quick before these guys decide to pit or not. The 13 is already in progress right there. Man, they were just... They finally wrecked, but man, it took all 1 and 2 there to finally finish that one off. Let's see if we can back it up and see.
That apron, unfortunately, if it was a little bit more of a smoother transition from the apron to the track, they probably would have been fine. Yeah, they were all on top of each other.
Yeah, somebody drifted up the track and tried to fill that gap, and unfortunately, the driver come back down. They're stuck on each other, and finally the 13 goes around there and slides to a stop. Let's see what the 24. It's a violent hit by the 24 there. Let's go back and look and see what happened to him. It's happening in front of him. He slows down. They finally wreck to the right. He tries to cut the gap. Unfortunately, the 84 on the apron there just loses control of his car.
Yeah, unreal. And we know, too, with these cars, sometimes just letting off the gas, even tapping the brake, you still can't release that magnet from the car you're near. For whatever reason, you can't get that brake away and maybe stop some of that stuff from happening. So, unfortunate for some of these guys back there, especially with the few laps we have left to go here. But we are under 5 laps. And again, I'm not 100% sure how many green white checkers they have, but we might be in green white checker territory when they get the green flag here.
Well, we got some guys in the back there choosing to pit. As a matter of fact, Ryan McClurg, one of them, coming to pit road.
Well, I can tell you, some of the guys earlier on that did not pit when we thought they may have pitted for fuel, there's been so many cautions. They should still have, they probably were able to save a few running under caution around here. So, I'm looking at the McClurg duo, who, like I say, did not pit. So everybody should be good on gas. I can't imagine we're going to see anybody running out right now.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see. We are getting down to it.
Very interesting night, though, and we're going to have C.J. Gates and Marshall Layton on the front row, followed by Michael Ware and Nolan McClurg. And then you're going to have Trevor Dyer and Thaddeus Friel in row 3. Travis Burton and Braxton Ackridge. I can't even say it. Row 4. Michael Childs and Dalton Zaprina, row 5.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, well, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I don't know why I have such an issue with where is it? Napier. Napier?
I think it's Napier, yeah.
Yeah, I just see that.
That one's not as bad for me. That one doesn't bother me as much.
I don't know why. I have no clue. Let's see if chat solved our quandary here.
Yeah, I've been kind of like looking at it. Not too much. We do got a stray Richie Coy, our fellow broadcaster on Wednesday nights here at Full Throttle TV. He popped in.
He got
the race
a
must be
little
over tonight. Yeah. And then apparently Braxton is a big Denny fan. I don't hate the guy Denny, but I just I don't really root for him all that much. But I love the 11, so that's all I can tell you. The way NASCAR is, though, I'm starting to root for some of the guys I used to not root for. Let's be honest. I'll root for the old timer. I used to not like Kyle Busch all the time, and now I really just want him to win because I don't like a lot of the new guys.
I do want to give a quick shout out to a couple of the sponsors here. W Energy sponsoring the league here. Go to W and use code, I think, Showtime for 10% off your order. I know I'm going to get corrected on that, but I think it's Showtime for 10% off your orders. Ayers iRacing Paints is one of the sponsors here in the series as well, so shout out to them for sponsoring the series. And the other one is Race Deck, and I've got to do some digging on that one because I'm not even sure what that is, but definitely do a Google search. I'm sure it'll tell you and me everything we need to know about Race Deck. So
yeah, it almost sounds like a button box of some sort.
It does, and that's a really cool name.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
All right, getting down to it. Ford's going to be 3 laps to go. A green, white checkered, if we stay green, here for the Showtime Cup Series here. Getting down to it, the Daytona 250 coming down to the wire. We are getting down to the final laps, and things are just going to ratchet up just a little bit more here. Your front row, CJ Gates and Marshall Layton. Second row, Michael Ware, Trevor Dyer. All these guys. But I'm telling you, that's your front 2 rows. If you can see the front, you're still in it. And that's everybody in the field right now. So,
absolutely. Yeah, the only thing I'd be worried about is that outside line. If I was stuck, like Marshall Layton, even though he's leading that outside line right now, he's just got to hope he gets a good push and at least can kind of get that momentum up right now. We see the inside line so dominant tonight.
It seems like that outside takes a couple laps to get going, so it is a little bit of a worry. They've just got to get restart. They've got to get a good restart here to be in contention here as the pace car is going to pull off. We're getting ready for green flag racing here into the restart zone. Green flag is out. Great start by that inside lane. Marshall Layton, a little back just a little bit there. He's going to fall back under 3rd position.
Yeah, CJ kind of got a good jump out there, but he's going to get slinkied right back in there. Michael Ware starting to link up with him right now, getting a good push.
They are bailing on the outside.
Yeah, they all bailed on the outside right now as well. Yeah, some of these guys I can say they're probably thinking, you know what, I'm going to try and stay here, get some points. Although here comes Marshall Layton right now. He jumps back out.
Got a wreck in the back there. Caution is out once again. Somebody around back there. For a name or a number?
I'm looking at Joseph Richardson right now, but he's
yes.
slow.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we didn't even get the engines warmed there on this restart.
Yeah. Fortunately, he got turned. They were kind of going 3 wide here. The 60 kind of just clipped that rear end, just trying to get by him. Almost looked like a little bit of the N code thing that we shouldn't talk about, but it's there.
Oh, it looks like he almost got loose off the corner before they even touched. But you're right. Maybe that's the air contact.
Right. Yeah.
They were 3 wide.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he was 7 laps down as it was too. So really not fighting for a position.
I'll tell you who did want to see that there tonight. That dropped in 4 positions is Marshall Layton. That outside start did not work out for him. He's dropped to 5th now. So that's going to put him at a detriment a little bit here as Michael Ware is going to move up to the front row.
Yeah, but it puts him in the 5th, but it puts him in that odd number. So that means he's going to be on the inside line. So if luck will have it with the inside line, he might be able to still sneak a 3rd place out of this if we stay green here. But obviously we're into green-white checkered territory right now. The question does come, is there going to be anybody that is close on fuel? iRacing has a thing where it auto-fuels you. It gives you just enough to put it in the, to finish the race. It does not calculate for the green-white checkers. So we have had a lot of cautions. I don't know if people are out there even saving a little bit. I don't know if it's even a worrisome on some of these guys' mind, but you never know.
Yeah, fuel.
I've been bit myself by it, so that's why I say it.
Fuel could be a concern here, but I do see the white flag, so looks like we might be ending this one under caution.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, maybe they only do a 1 green-white checkered then.
Well, we didn't even get a green-white checkered, I don't believe. So we may not even have a green-white checkered.
That might, that's one thing we didn't ask Marshall about, so we're going to have to verify that for next week. Does anybody know here in chat if there are green-white checkers?
Anybody know?
I mean, I would hate to see this thing run under yellow because it's been spicy. It's been pretty spicy tonight. It'd be kind of nice to see this fall under green here.
We got skid marks out there. What's up, Casey? Thanks for joining us. Shock eye. Wow. It'll be Wyatt or we'll just call him Wyatt.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are out there having a good time tonight, and hopefully the Xfinity race went pretty well for some of you guys that are just joining us now.
I'll tell you this. There may be some guys disappointed this ends on a caution, but Mr. C.J. Gates will not be one of them. Up 30 positions from where he started. You always come to Daytona.
DJ, but yeah, I'm going to be disappointed if this runs
Yeah. Well, I'm just up 30 spots from where he started. And starting where you start is not really that important here at Daytona or any super speedway, really. But he's climbed from the back to the front. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 spots. I mean, yeah, it's not a huge feat here at a super speedway, but still, that's hey, to keep it clean for 100 laps. I mean, we really hadn't talked about him. Definitely not really involved in anything. Definitely not making too many waves out there. But he put his car out in front, and he's been able to stay up there.
Well, the checkered is out, so it looks like we're going to end this one. Your winner tonight, the Daytona 250 under caution. Your winner is going to be the C.J. Gates machine number 42. Congratulations to C.J. Gates, Michael Ware, Trevor Dyer, your top 3. Legacy coming up with 2 of the top 3 positions.
Yeah, like I say, I am a bit disappointed, but yeah, congratulations to CJ. I mean, I'll tell you though, it was a pretty fun race to watch. A lot of good action going on right now, and it looks like they're doing a little bit of party wrecking out there. Some of them.
Yeah, but I don't know. Everybody crossed the line, maybe.
I think some of those guys were safe at that point. Yeah, at least I hope they were.
So CJ Gates gets it done here at Daytona. Is going to rack up the first race of the season for the Showtime Cup Series. First of 22. So he's got one in the books.
That's right. Yeah. Pretty fun race though. A lot of guys though, up and down the field here. I was really expecting 1 or 2 of the McClurgs making that, at least making a top 5, but I don't see any of their names in there. Michael Childs as well, obviously, running that outside lane all night, just missed a top 5.
I know Ryan pulled down pit road. I thought he was going to take some extra fuel, but I don't know that he ever left pit road in the 8 car. So some issues there at the end.
Right, yeah, he's 5 laps down from what I'm seeing.
So I'm not sure what happened there, if he got caught up in something there or what, but I think he was far enough ahead. I don't know. I really don't know. But Nolan ends up in 8th spot here, so.
Started 8th, finished 8th. Like, that's not too bad of a run though. If you think about it, that's almost harder to do than winning. Starting in the same or finishing in the same position you started in.
All right, we're going to see him come down here and see what he does for the crowd here on the front stretch. As he come down here, get the checkered flag, maybe do a little bit of a burnout, little celebration there. There he goes.
There he goes. Yep. Burning it down.
All right, while he does that, let's look at our results here for the Daytona 250, the Showtime Cup Series in the books. Your winner tonight, well, that's going to be CJ Gates getting it done here in the number 42. The 2 of Michael Ware comes home in second spot. It's going to be third spot for the 43 of Trevor Dyer, a teammate to the winner tonight. The fourth spot is going to go to Travis Burton. Fifth, it's going to go to Marshall Layton. Late race restart there kind of dropped him out of second, but it's still a solid top 5 finish. Sixth spot for Michael Childs. The Wild Child finishes in sixth. Seventh spot is the 12 of Thaddeus Friel. Eighth spot's going to go to the 6 of Nolan McClurg. Ninth spot for Braxton Ackridge. 10th spot for James DuBose. And then the number 34. 11th spot's going to go to Dalton Zaprina. 12th for Matthew LaRiviere. 13th for Zachary Zukowski. 14th for Corey Clark. And 15th spot's going to go to Manny Davis.
All right, 16th, we got Justin Young. 17th, Timothy McDonald. 18th, Ryan Floyd. 19th, Jacob Booth. 20th, Robert Brown. 21st, another Robert Wilholt. Then we have Jason Korn, 22nd. Matthew Ruddick, 23rd. Ryan McClurg, 24th. Joseph Richardson, 25th. Landon Rainey, 26th. David Easkey, 27th. Cody Pierce, 28th. Troy Sand, 29th. J.B. Owens, 30th. Kyle Cortez, 31st. Kenny Paddock, 32nd. Kenneth Presley, 33rd. James Napier, 34th. Billy O. Smith, 35th. And then Michael Alexich, 36th. Man, what a fun race, though. That was a pretty good show tonight.
Very good. Very exciting there at the end. Unfortunately, a caution finish, but you're going to have those at times at the Super Speedway. And I'm sure the teams are probably glad they didn't tear up more stuff. It takes a restart, so you're probably just going to tear up more cars. So that's going to save you a little bit there. But anyway, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to our top 3 finishers here at Daytona and break down what we saw tonight. We'll do all that on the other side. We'll be right back after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here at Daytona International Speedway, finishing up the Daytona 250 for the Showtime Cup Series here on Full Throttle Television. We're going to throw it over to our post-race show here and talk to our top 3 finishers after tonight's event here at Daytona. Let's see if we can pull up our third place finisher. It's going to be Mr. Trevor Dyer. Ran up front all night, comes home in third. Trevor, congratulations, man, tonight on a third place finish, a solid finish, great night of racing here, and you come home with a solid finish after running up front most of the night.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It wasn't easy. I'll give you that.
It never is here at Daytona. It's tough. These drafting tracks can be really tough. You can easily get caught up in somebody else's mess if you're not careful. You have to keep your head on a swivel, but the safest spot is usually running up front. That's where you found yourself for most of the night, at least in the top 5, top 10. I guess tell me through the pit stops, the green flag pit stops. That kind of separated things, and we had some cautions to bring everything back together. But that was kind of the turning point of kind of setting the lineup for the top few. It kind of flipped some of the things, and honestly, some guys were on different strategies too.
Yes, sir. That would be me and my team. We actually short pitted a little bit as to what we could have done. We obviously pitted later than the brunt of the field, but kind of the strategy that we were going for was to, get in, get out, and bump a lot because here at Daytona, if you can just pit kind of away from the field and bump, it'll bring it back to you, and that's sort of what happened to my team and I.
Yeah,
I personally messed up a little bit in the pits. Missed my pit box, old tires, but it worked out in the end.
you're absolutely right. Sometimes you'll have better success, I guess. Sometimes having a smaller group but a more organized group, and pitting with people and you can kind of run with and run close with. Sometimes you can benefit from that too. And it was a good strategy. Like I said, it ended up at the end with a solid top 3 finish. So got to be happy about that. But the end, man, those restarts at the end always get kind of hairy, kind of nerve wracking. You never really know what's going to happen up front there. Unfortunately, that last caution came from behind of all of you guys. And kind of prematurely ended this one. But talk about the nerves there at the end. You got to get those restarts just right, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for green white checkered, even though I already had my place punched. Third place podium. I'm getting this interview, but I was honestly kind of hoping for another green white. I will say, even though it was kind of the easy way out, I didn't breathe at all in the last 10 laps. It was just kind of one solid breath, it felt like. But I was just trying to stay to the inside. We were 5 deep pushing CJ at one point. CJ's my teammate, the one that won. We were 5 deep pushing that inside line, and that inside line here was better, in my opinion, because there just wasn't enough bumps on the outside to kind of keep it formed up. And so I was just trying to keep it to the inside on the restarts and, try and give my line a best advantage as I can,
It definitely worked out for the team. You guys were working really well together out there. 1-3 finish for the team for Legacy. That's awesome. I'm sure you're happy about that. And you guys will be able to take that momentum next week as we head to Auto Club, man. But congratulations tonight. 3rd place finish, solid finish. You got the team a win. You guys can hold your head high about that as we head to Auto Club. But I'm going to throw you the mic, let you do your shout-outs and your sponsor plugs. The floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'd say my biggest sponsor would be VAN. It is about to be a nonprofit. It's the team, my teammates and I from the truck league that actually runs on Sunday nights. We formed it, and we are trying to have it a good community for a lot of veterans and coaching to collectively make it better and just work with each other.
I had to know. I just knew there was a military connection here when I first talked to you. The yes sir, the professionalism. I just knew that was the case. So that's awesome to hear. That's cool to hear, man. Again, congratulations tonight on the 3rd place finish. Look forward to seeing what you guys can do next week at Auto Club.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
There's your 3rd place finisher tonight, Trevor Dyer, in the number 43, getting it done. 3rd place, helping his teammate out who won, but coming up one spot short. Tony, I think you're standing by with the number 2 of Michael Ware.
Yeah, I've got the 2nd place finisher, Michael Ware. Man, I always hate to kind of give the 2nd place interview because it's, where'd he go? He's gone.
He hated it too.
Yeah, where'd he go? I'm looking for him. He is no longer in chat.
Well,
that's kind of sad.
Well, you hated to give it. I guess you don't have to now.
I hate giving that second place interview to the first loser, but I mean, still coming second at Daytona, that's kind of a good thing, though. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you usually don't get that first spot, but still, just making it the whole run is a good thing. But
Yeah, he
yeah,
had a
he's
good
gone.
night. He had a good night. But I guess we'll skip on forward. Let's talk to our winner. Let's go down to victory lane. Talk to our winner tonight, the CJ Gates in the number 42. CJ, congratulations, man! What a race! What an exciting finish there at the exciting finish till the caution came out. But man, it was getting hot and heavy up there. You had to have a
It
good
was.
restart on the end, and you were able to hold off on that last restart.
Yes, sir. It was a good one. It was. I was hoping to finish it under green, obviously, but I'll take the win either way.
Absolutely. Hey, a checkered flag. Hey, the stat book's not going to tell you how you got it. You just you have it now. So there you go.
That's right.
Win
That's
tonight,
right.
Daytona. You start off the season with a win, man. And I know we have the chase happening too. It's got to be a big boost to start the season. But I got to tell you though, the one thing that stands out to me is I think you were up 30 positions from your starting spot.
Yeah, I wrecked on lap 3 in the duel last week, so it pretty much made me start in the back, which I was okay with because all the bad stuff's going to happen in the front. So I tried to stay back there, keep the car clean. Lap 13 laps to go there. Marshall gave me that big push, got me up the outside and into the lead, and that's pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys were, you and Trevor there finished first and third. That was a great team run as well there. You had some teammates up there, and he led a lot of laps early on there. So you guys definitely had it hooked up here at Daytona. You guys worked really well in the draft. I'm going to throw it to Tony, though. Tony, I'm sure you got some things to add.
Well, yeah, I had all these questions prepared for our second place driver, and he's gone. So yeah, I give it to you. So yeah, congratulations, CJ, man. You guys put on a great show, and I, along with everybody else, probably definitely want to see this finish under green. But yeah, we were saying earlier too. You finished 30, or you started 31st, slowly worked your way up through the field, found your way to victory lane too. I mean, just congratulations on a great night tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it. Me and Ryan and Tyler or Trevor, we were pretty much set on keep ourselves together, staying in the back most of the race. We figured around lap 60, we were going to start pushing. So we kind of got separated on our first pit stop on the green, but things happen. So.
With a win under the lights here at Daytona, it's got to be a momentum boost. We got an Auto Club next week, though. Have you guys already been kind of preparing for that? Knowing that Super Speedways, there's not really much you can do, especially in a fixed setup series. You're kind of stuck with what you got, but now you get Auto Club some of these other tracks. Then it's in the driver's hands a little bit more and a little less about position and luck.
Right, yeah, and that track's never been one of my favorites, so hopefully we can go make it happen again next week.
Well, regardless of what happens next week, man, the checkered flag is yours tonight here at Daytona, the Daytona 250 winner, man. Congratulations once again on getting it done, putting on a great show out there and a great climb from I don't know where you started, 30 positions back to to the win.
Thank you guys. Shout out to you guys for a good broadcast and Marshall for the league. Appreciate you guys.
All right, well, there's your winner tonight, CJ Gates, getting it done in the number 42. The winner tonight here at Daytona. Tony, what an exciting race we had there. We had a little bit of everything, and I don't say that all the time, but we had green flag stops. We had different strategies. We had different things going on. We had chaos there towards the end, and unfortunately we ended under caution, but still a late race restart to kind of decide things here.
Well, it was definitely a great breakout race for Showtime, the league tonight. And yeah, Marshall got himself a good group of drivers out here, put on a great show for everybody. Hopefully we didn't butcher too many names tonight, and hopefully everybody out there watching had a great time watching. Remember to smash that like button if you can. And yeah, we'll see everybody next week at Auto Club.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Definitely you want to keep up with us. Next week we will be at Auto Club Speedway next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. here on Full Throttle Television for the Showtime Cup Series as we head to the West Coast. I'm looking forward to that. Auto Club's always a fun track. It puts on a great show. It is a rough track, though, and it will be a challenge for these guys, but that's what we're here for, to see who's best to tackle that challenge. So definitely tune in next week to see who comes home with win come up with the win in race number 2 here for the Showtime Cup Series. So definitely, like I said, like, subscribe. We'd love to see you guys join us every week for this series. So it's going to do us here at Daytona. A great race in the books. Your winner, CJ, getting it done on the under the lights at the high banks at Daytona. So for Tony Solar and everybody at Full Throttle Television, my name's Brady Hanna. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week from Auto Club.